you lost weight only to gain it right back after returning to your routine? Did your diet work for someone else but not you? Rockin' That ID Life helps you understand your genetic makeup to find a lifestyle that fits your needs. Together, you and RockinThatIDLife.com can focus on your health and meet your goals today. That's RockinThatIDLife.com.
Center Ice Brewery is a proud sponsor of Let's Go Blues Radio. Visit CenterIceBrewery.com today to schedule a no-contact curbside pickup or make a reservation in their awesome tap room. That's Center Ice Brewery, located in Midtown St. Louis. Let's go Blues! Welcome to Season 10, Episode 11 of Let's Go Blues Radio. We're the often imitated, never duplicated, the original St. Louis Blues Hockey Podcast. Special thanks to RockinThatIDLife.com and CenterIceBrewery.com for proudly sponsoring the show. Please check them out. It's Wednesday, November 24th, the day before Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving, everyone. We're broadcasting live on YouTube and Facebook. This is franchise episode number 329 all the time. To interact with the show, we're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Just do a search for us. You will find us. I'm Kurt Price, and my co-hosts tonight for the big show are Jeff Ponder and Bill Day. And tonight we're talking the St. Louis Blues Hockey Club versus the Detroit Red Wings Hockey Club and the failure of the Blues to beat the Wings in Detroit tonight, 3-2. So we'll talk about that in a bit. Couple announcements. We played the Ponder Cup last on Saturday.
Yeah.
And Jeff, that was quite the tournament.
Yes, and Bill made it out and was able to watch both of us play our A games because that's all Kurt and I know how to do. And real quick before we get into it, I just want to say a big thank you to Diane, listener Diane. Yes, guys, we have a female that listens to the show. How about that? She donated Blues tickets for the Ponder Cup. I was able to go meet her last week before the tournament and picked up her tickets. They're season tickets and very nice seats. I think 28 rows off the ice. It's a Friday night against Buffalo, I think in January. So somebody was very happy when they won those. So thank you very much, Diane, for that.
Diane is a female, you say, huh? She's a female?
A female. Female, yes.
We will have to adjust our marketing strategy. If
yes.
there are females listening to the show.
Yeah, that goes into a conversation me and her had, which I don't know. I guess I could probably tell it real quick. So she told me she was real nice. We talked about the Blues for a while. This was right after the Blues and Sharks game. So, Blues had a very nice night that night. And this was the next day. So I'm getting ready to leave, and she goes, "Hey, one more thing." And she's like, "I feel really bad saying this. I know you guys make money."
Someone pulled a one more thing on you, huh?
Yeah, she did. And she goes, "I just have to say, I am so excited that you guys don't have Manscaped as a sponsor anymore." And I just gave her a weird look, and I was like, "Why?" And she goes, "It was really, what's the word she used? Cringy. Cringy to hear three guys sitting around talking about shaving themselves." I go, yeah. I was like, I think a lot of people enjoyed it, but I was like, I'll tell you right now, I know my mom would agree with you, so she was probably happy too.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest. They were a great sponsor. They were fun. I liked them.
They were fantastic.
Yeah, they were good to us too. So
yeah, they were
very much.
But I thought that was a pretty funny story. So Diane, thank you again very much for listening and for donating tickets. But yeah, the Ponder Cup. So Kurt, how'd your team do? Let's hear from you first.
Hey, we didn't do so well. Team Paul did not do well.
Friend of the show,
Dustin Paul. We had I had fun. It was fun. I had a lot of fun. I did not get on the score sheet, but officially, but technically I did. Our last game, our playoff game, I did score our only goal. It grazed off my back going to the goal, but I wasn't going to be that guy that said, no, it grazed off of me barely. It's my goal.
Oh, I'll be that guy.
No.
I'm that guy every time.
Guy until you get on your podcast and announce it to a larger audience.
If you ask me how I did, I will tell you. Well, I scored one goal. I'm going to say that, but I'm not going to like volunteer that information without being prompted. That's
who was it that shot? Do you remember?
I don't remember. It was a point shot. I was screening Frank, and Frank even said it changed directions. I mean, I did hit it, so I mean, it did. It grazed off my back, and it beat him high glove. I don't know if he just stopped it anyway. It may have went in anyhow, so it wouldn't have mattered. But it barely nicked me. So
that's your goal. I'm going to make Jason change it.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine.
Hey, if it's a big enough deal to talk about it on the podcast,
no, I don't care. I don't care. I mean, I know I got a goal. It's fine. Whatever. It doesn't matter if it's on the book or not. I don't care. If people ask me, I'll tell them. But
well, I got a goal myself, and it was against your team.
Mm-hmm.
And
it was a nice goal.
You
did. Thank
you.
Everyone destroyed us almost. It was don't.
I don't really get it. I liked your guys' roster. Right? It's just the same thing that happened to me last season, last Ponder Cup. I went 0-5, and it was just I liked my team. A lot of people liked my team, but sometimes the craziest shit just happens, and there's no gelling, and guys just can't win.
I don't think we gelled really until the playoff game, and we played a really good playoff game. But we just couldn't win, and we played. I thought we played Ragsdale's team in the playoff. I thought we played them pretty even.
You did.
They put in a few more goals than we did. Was it 5-1 or 6-1?
Yeah.
And our goalie, I thought our goalie was good. There was stuff was just going in on him. He just wasn't getting bounces. He just wasn't getting the breaks. And I don't know if he had an off night, but I could tell he was good. He just.
I'm drawing a blank on who your goalie was. Do you remember a name?
No, I don't remember anyone's name.
Jeez. It'll come to me. I'm sure if Dustin, if you're listening, throw it up in the chat there.
He was the one wearing the white jersey and the white pads and white helmet. He was all white. But
oh God, was that Yakel? That was Josh Yakel.
Yes, that sounds familiar.
Yeah. Yakel's a pretty good goallie. He's solid.
I could tell.
I give him a lot of trouble, but he's a good goalie.
You can tell by look by watching somebody play, even when if they're losing, you can tell if they're a good goalie or not. Really.
Yep.
But I could tell he was good. It just wasn't working that game for that night for us as a team too. We didn't help him out much either. We didn't gel. It just. I mean, we had some good players. We just didn't gel.
As far as the Ponder Cup went, anybody interested on my team we finished third, second in the round robin, so we got a first round bye in the playoffs, but ended up losing to the same team Kurt lost to, Team Ragsdale, who ended up going to the final and losing to Team Wolf. But overall, the tournament was great. I don't have an exact amount yet. I'm still figuring out finances, but I will say that I know for a fact far beyond more money than we've ever raised before. People were really giving this tournament. First of all, the raffle items were ridiculous. We had 3 Blues games. We had 3 major jerseys, a LaFontaine, a Buchnevich, and an O'Reilly Winter Classic. And just there's a lot of other great stuff in there too. It just went really well. Everyone was really generous in giving. The rink, actually, I want to give them a shout out. Midwest Sport Hockey. They gave us the rink for free. They are not charging us for it. That they want all the money to go to our friend Scott Kincaid, who's battling leukemia right now. So I don't have the full amount yet, but I know it is. I don't want to speak too soon, but it's a lot more than we've ever had. So thank you everyone for coming out. Thank you to those who participated, and big thank you to everyone who gave raffle items too. I know Dustin Paul had one in there as well. Mm-hmm. So thanks to everyone. We appreciate it.
I know my daughter, my son, my 10-year-old was there, and he for part of the tournament, and he put all of his tickets. We gave him some tickets for the raffle, and he put all of them in the box to try and win the Hot Wheels, the box of 36 Hot Wheels cars. And that's all he wanted. And if you know my son at all, he's a one-track mind. He's like, nope, I want that, and that's it. I'm not going to spread these tickets out. Everything's going in that box. That's what I want. That's it. So, and his ticket was drawn. One of his tickets was drawn. So, he was so excited.
Yep.
I was.
Well, and remind me, Kurt, there was a little incident on the rink between us, wasn't there?
There was. Yeah, he took a cheap shot on me.
I did.
Gave you a little cup check.
Yeah, you
return, and I punched in the face in the handshake.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. After you guys smoked us, was it 7-0 or?
It was 6-0. We beat you 8-0, but it was 6-0 at the time that happened because
Yeah, that's right.
I was Austin Lynch was on another team, a listener of the show, and Austin was sitting on my bench next to me, and he goes, "Hey man, you got to get a shot on Kurt." Producer of the show.
Producer Austin.
He's like, "You got to get a shot on Kurt," and I'm like, "Dude, we're already up." I think that point it was 5-0. And our lines hadn't matched up yet, so I hadn't even seen you all game yet.
Yeah,
I was facing the opposite line, and so I literally think I had that one shift against you, and that was it. And so I'm like,
scared of me.
If I'm gonna do it, I got to do it now. So that's
keep
what
Ponder away from Kurt. Keep Ponder away from Kurt.
You ended up going closer to the boards, and I just came up from behind, and I just ran my shoulder into you and almost knocked you over.
Typical Ponder.
Then I got a nice little cup check from Kurt, but all in good fun. I hope you didn't take offense.
It was fine. It was fine. If I seen you coming, you may have gotten an elbow. I don't know.
I would expect it, yes. But yeah, it was a great time, and again, we're going to do it again next November. So if you're hearing us talk and you're like, that sounds like fun to play in or attend, every November, it's always the weekend before Thanksgiving. So make sure you save that date on your calendar.
Yeah, there are guys of all levels that play in the tournament.
Yeah.
So if you're new to roller hockey, I mean, there are guys out there that are fairly new, and there are guys who've been playing for decades. So it's you don't feel like you don't belong out there. It's there's a wide variety of talent out there. So and everybody works everybody in, and so it's a good time.
Right. Yep. And I'll attest to that. I didn't play, but watching that, part of me, I couldn't get over the hump and get in shape to play in it. And part of me was like, you're just going to get out there and get embarrassed. And, but there are so many people of so many different levels that really, it's, you're not going to be out of your depth. Playing, whether it's your first time or you play every week, you won't be out of your depth.
Yeah,
it won't be too easy for you either.
I mean, I've played for decades, but I hadn't played in 2 years. I hadn't played since the last Ponder tournament. Well, the one before last, I guess, or what? Two or three ago.
2019.
Whatever it was.
2019, I think is the last time you played.
Yeah, it had been a while. So and I skated a few times and got out there, and I was rusty as hell.
Yep.
I didn't.
Well, maybe that's our goal, Kurt, for the next year is to motivate Bill to where he'll be able to play next time.
Bill's leading towards the ice here, getting back into ice.
So. Yeah, but we can get him on roller. If he's playing ice, he'd be comfortable in roller for one night, right?
It's a little different.
I mean, I do have to replace a lot of the equipment. So, but if you can get me to replace the skates, I think that's the biggest first step.
All right, we'll do that.
eBay used pair, garage sale.
Go on Sideline Swap. That's a great site.
What's up?
Sideline Swap. I've used them multiple times. It's basically just a trading of equipment site. You send your equipment to one guy and you send him something else or send him money, and it's fantastic. I've used it a couple times. It's great.
I bought a pair of skates to wear outdoor. Okay, so I wouldn't have to be switching wheels back and forth. And I ended up looking for a pair of missions that I used to have, Proto V's, I think they were. And I had them a long time ago, went back when I was like early college or late high school, something like that. And I found a pair, pretty new. This is probably about 5 years ago. And I put outdoor wheels on them, and that's what I use for outdoors. And it's kind of like a throwback. I put those on, I'm like, it's 20-year-old skates I'm putting on now.
That's nice.
They're good for outdoors. The official beers of episode number 329. You can follow each of us on the Untapped app. My handle is CPrice12. Jeff's is JPonder94, and Bill's is Billy Blue Note 33. Jeff, I guess we'll stick with this for a while. The Blues are.
I was going to say we might want to start considering a change here.
Yeah, one more week. and we'll see how it goes.
We'll give it one more.
One more week.
That's a
You
good
go
call.
first.
We know the outcome tonight, so we can stick with it for tonight.
If the Blues don't do well this next week, maybe we'll switch it up.
Yep.
What you got?
So mine tonight is the Schlafly Oktoberfest. I think I had this last week, but just a good, smooth St. Louis beer. Love it.
Very nice. Very nice. Bill, what do you have, sir?
I have I'm getting ready for Friday is what I'm doing.
Oh boy.
Friday.
I know what you got.
Friday. And I
the movie
I
or the day or
no, this Black Friday. Bourbon
movie.
County
Next Friday?
Black
the movie.
Friday. I have
Next Friday.
yes, next
Sorry.
Friday. I have Bourbon County, if I can get this in here. I have the 2020 regular Bourbon County Stout for my first beer of tonight.
You said 2020?
2020, yep.
What's the oldest
I have a whole
County you
bunch
have?
of 19s. What's up?
The oldest one's ever 19? What's
Oldest one I have is 13.
13.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's old now, Bill. It's past.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
I was 12 years old
still,
in 2013.
Wow.
Wow.
Still can't drink. What are you doing with a Oktoberfest?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very true. So no, Friday, if anybody wants to go, and I didn't realize until today that the Blues have an afternoon game and it's on national television. So Friday afternoon, a couple of us are going to be at the Global Brew in Edwardsville for Bourbon County Day. So we'll probably by 3:30, I imagine we'll be feeling pretty good and ready to watch the Blues lose to the Hawks because that's all they can seem to do right now. But we'll feel good doing it. So come on out, drink some Bourbon County with us on Friday.
I'm looking forward to that. My beer for this evening, mine beers for this evening is the peanut butter chocolate stout, the Absence of Light from Four Hands Brewery in St. Louis. I've said this before on the show. It's one of my favorites this time of year. Might be my favorite this time of year. So, and it pairs with chocolate cake, so you can't go wrong with. It's weird to say that. Yeah, I'm gonna have a piece of chocolate cake and some beer, but you can.
Yeah,
you can.
It's the beer to do it with, weird. Apparently.
I'm okay. I'll say for probably the natural light drinkers out there, to say
it's weird, right?
Yeah. That's what I'm getting at. Might be weird for some.
Yeah.
For some, to have a pairing of chocolate cake with a beer. Usually it's peanuts. Peanuts with natural light go good, right?
Right. Beer and donuts. That is really my
beer and donuts.
Like when I want to have something really, 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 really super sweet, and that pairs with a beer. Donuts.
Have you had?
Beer.
Oh,
have you had strange?
Done that.
Have you had strange donuts? Four Hands Strange Donuts beer.
I have not.
They've got a couple of strange donuts stouts.
Yeah,
I haven't had that yet.
I will have to next time I am in that neck of the woods and they are open. I will have to pop in and see what I can find.
So I want to get to some comments here before we move on. First of all, since we're talking about beer, Matt Harris says, my beer for tonight is Blue Wing from Flyway in Little Rock. Felt fitting for the game. Blue Wing. Yeah.
Blue Wing.
That fits pretty damn well.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
That's pretty cool. And then Ross B, guys, we have a new live listener. How's it going, boys? First time listening live, and Iowa is listening, he says. So
nice.
We've got a beer from Arkansas, and we've got a listener from Iowa. I know Ken Morris is listening. He's up in Nova Scotia, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So we should have clarified too that tomorrow is American Thanksgiving, just for Ken, because might confuse him.
I'm sure he knows.
Right.
I'm sure he does too.
No, that's and I'm sure we'll say it again when the show ends. But happy Thanksgiving to everybody listening, especially if you're listening to this on Thursday, which Kurt and I have not figured out who's going to edit the show, but Hopefully, it'll be up Thursday.
Yeah. It'll be up Thursday. I
Okay.
guarantee it'll be up Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got? Today in Blues history, November 24th, 2020. We were still celebrating the 2019 Stanley Cup that was won by the St. Louis Blues over the Boston Bruins.
Yep, that's true. I was still drunk. So was Brett Hall.
Speaking of Boston Bruins, I'm surprised you didn't mention my jersey that I wore during the tournament.
Well, it was all over social media, so I didn't think I needed to. But yeah, for those who didn't see it,
shit.
You deserved it, son. For those who didn't see it, Kurt was trying to switch up the momentum for his team. He was wearing his Let's Go Blues radio jersey, which looks great on the rink, by the way.
Does not perform well, though.
For some reason, we can't seem to win when we wear those.
No, looks good. Looks good. Does not perform well.
Yeah. Kurt, in an attempt to swing things the other way for his team that was not performing, he put on a practice Boston Bruins jersey?
Yeah, an older practice jersey, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I saw him sitting in the locker room before, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me, Kurt. And he's like, got to change it up, man. Not going well. And I'm like, well, you're not going to hear the end of this. And he still hasn't.
You told me you own a Blackhawks jersey. That's worse.
I do. I do.
There you go.
I actually am thinking about getting rid of it now because it's Jonathan Taves, and I used to like him.
Oh yeah, he's a train wreck anymore.
Yep. And
what's worse, owning a Blackhawks jersey or a Bruins jersey?
Right now, probably Blackhawks.
Blackhawks Taves or Bruins practice. No name, number 12 on the back.
Blackhawks Taves, but I don't tout it around.
And there's a story behind the Boston Bruins jersey, which you know. It was Adam Oates, my favorite player, traded from the Blues to Boston. I lettered the jersey number 12 for Oates. It's my favorite player. So I mean that's why I have it.
I know. But no, I don't tout the jersey around town though. So let's not get into too much trouble. It's hidden in a closet right now. And again, it will probably be sold here in the next couple days. But let's also add that Kurt, in the first period of the first game, he wore that jersey. He took an early line change with about 12 seconds left. So
yeah, I had this urge. I couldn't help myself.
Get off the rink.
Yeah, I've got to get off this rink. There's the plays in front of me, but I got to get off.
And then after the games and the post-game presser, he was complaining about cheap shots from the other team the whole time. And
so I slew-footed the goalie, and that's fine. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Matt Harris in the chat says, I had a Patty Kane jersey. I now use it for cleaning my plunger.
Cleaning the plunger.
It's the only appropriate use.
That's I love that because usually, the unoriginal comment would be, I use it for wiping my ass, right? But cleaning the plunger, that's gold. That's good.
You know what? Guys? I think that's our comment of the show. Congratulations.
Cleaning the plunger. Because that's multiple levels of funny. Okay. Well done. We'll talk about the Blues and Red Wings game tonight after this word from ID Life.
It's safe to say that the Burn Box from RockinThatIDLife.com provides you with the sugar-bustingest, muscle-buildingest, mood-enhancingest, focus-inducingest, energy-boostingest, hootinest, experience. You not only get the excellent product, but you get recipes, menu options, a tracker, and program guide to assist you along your self-betterment journey. Based on your goals, you can double up on Slim Plus or Energy, or you can get one of each. With flavors such as mixed berry, tropical fruit, and orange, the Burn Box lets you enjoy the weight loss or muscle gain journey along the way. Become a VIP with RockinThatIDLife.com and place your Burn Box on subscription and you'll save 20%. And as always, text
the roughest, toughest He-Man, stuffest hombre has ever crossed the Rio Grande
and our friend Dustin at 636-393-8745 and tell him Let's Go Blues Radio sent you to receive an additional 10% off your order.
Now all of you skunks, clear out of here.
And go over to RockinThatIDLife.com.
The Blues had a healthy roster for the first time since the start of the second game of the season. So,
Yep.
well, for the most part, I mean, except for Neil.
Well, because Sunquist wasn't ready yet, so
That's true.
technically the first time they've had a healthy roster.
Well, minus Neil, but still, yeah. I mean, it's yeah. So Schenn returned in this game, and like I said, Neil is day to day maintenance day. Not a big deal apparently, but this is like I said, first time since the second game of the season. In game 2, Bushnevich was ejected and suspended a couple games. Then Sowden and Riley were out due to COVID protocol. Then Huso was put on COVID protocol. Then Clifford was on COVID protocol. Then Crew got COVID. And this is all overlapping, right? And Schenn gets hurt, returns tonight. Mikkola was placed on COVID protocol. Sundqvist was out the whole season up until recently. And then Neil day-to-day as of right now. So booster shots are being recommended by the NHL players, but are not required. So there isn't I'm not sure if there's a, aside from, well, I won't get into it, but you would think that if, players might want to
get your booster shot.
Might want to
Kurt's trying to
might
say.
want to get the booster shot, especially if you had the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which was less effective at preventing severe infection. So.
Yeah, and going into this game, there was some excitement with Schenn returning. It was pretty much announced. I don't know, was that today or was that yesterday that they finally said for sure?
It was this morning.
I think that was
this morning.
This morning,
Yep.
yeah. And so it was okay. This is good to see, and you kind of saw the lineup, and you're like, well, this is a team that played pretty well last game against Vegas. So they're going to have Huso in, which is fine. He's had a great start to the season. Played great tonight. We'll talk about that, I'm sure. But, really amped up for this game because for us old guys, this is an old division rival that we fucking hate, and I still hate to this day. So I still want to see him pound them into the ground.
I admire you hanging on to the hate. I don't have it anymore. I just don't.
I do.
The players are
It's
gone.
that logo, man. I see that logo. And
I
I just
want
get
to have
pissed.
it.
Yeah, I want to have it too.
I want to have it, but it pretty much is gone for me. I don't know. There were a few moments tonight when I thought it might return. Couldn't figure out if they were trolling us in the third with the country roads.
Right. Yeah, I was like, what's that about? They can have it.
They got into it. They got into it.
They can have it. That song is not specific to St. Louis by any. I mean, even though it is kind of our song now for the past few years, right? So
I thought it was funny. So I watched the Red Wings feed,
Country Roads,
and it was so Country Roads. It was really funny to hear them talk about it because they were like, "Oh, listen to this crowd loving this song," and they were just like loving that the crowd was singing along. And I'm thinking, I don't think they realize that that's like become a blues thing. Like, I guess people in Detroit are just oblivious to that.
Well, you know what? The blues folks at the time were oblivious to the song that Detroit always played. What's the name of the song? That we tried to make our song for a while, for like a very short time. Don't Stop Believing. Detroit plays that all the time, and the whole crowd sings along. Born and raised in South Detroit, right? During that song, and for a number of games, this was maybe 4 or 5 years ago. The Blues were playing the song, and they wanted the crowd to sing along with the part of the song that goes, "Some were born to sing the blues." Yeah, but people are like, "Well, okay, but this is the Red Wings song. They've been doing this for a long time. Does no one know this?"
And that was their slogan, too, to start that season, was "Don't Stop Believing." And it was like, this is weird.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on here? And then they changed it. I remember like 4 games into just Believe.
It's like, sometimes you wonder with this stuff, like, do they, like, how big is their test market, their focus groups? Who gives feedback on this stuff? Jerseys? Stuff that teams do, because and then they release it, and all of a sudden, like the Blue Revolution shit that happened a long time ago. Remember that, where the whole fake guerrilla thing, underground thing. This is stupid stuff, and it's like, do you guys test this at all, or is it like 2 or 3 guys that just push this idea through because they love it so much? It's just, sometimes this is weird.
Yeah, and we'll talk more about that later on in the show.
Yeah, got some jerseys to talk about later, which I'm sure that everyone's always very opinionated on jerseys. So I'm sure we'll have plenty to share.
Yeah, for you Jersey hounds, we have quite the Jersey talk later.
That's right. We should tweet that out. Who hates who loves to have an opinion on jerseys? Everyone. Oh, tune in later. Yep. The Blues were 10-6-2 coming into this game, 22 points. Red Wings were 8-9-3, 19 points. Husso got the start in net for the Blues tonight. He was 2-0-0 coming in with a 0.5 GAA. And Alex Needledick, Nedeljkovic. Nedeljkovic was in net for the Red Wings. 4-3-0 with a 2.83 GAA and a 9.14 save percentage. Blues score first, and I thought they looked good early. I thought the Blues looked good most of this game, but the Blues looked good early. Scored the power play goal midway through the first. Good power move by Saad, driving the net, nice pad save. Kyrou picks up the loose puck behind the end red line and threads a needle on a pass to Bushnevich, who puts it by Needledick for a far post. Needledick is so much easier to say than the way you're supposed to pronounce it.
And that's what we're just going to call him. His name's Needledick. So congratulations to Needledick.
And it's not. We're not doing it as a derogatory thing. It's just easier to say.
Well, that and it's a reference to one of the best movies ever made, Waterboy. So let's be honest here. But anyway, this goal and this just showed the inexperience of the Detroit roster. That's what you need to do against teams like this. Get the puck moving, and if you watch that play, they have 3 defenders watching Saad behind. That was Saad behind the net, right? They were not.
Kyrou passed.
It was Kyrou. That's right. They were all standing there watching Kyrou, kind of like expecting him to maybe come out with the puck and try and make a move on the net. Totally oblivious because the Blues had made a line change. Buchnevich just made a beeline to the net. And, I mean, Kyrou saw him and just slid it right to him. Great awareness from him. And it was in the net before the Red Wings defenders even knew what happened. So it was a nice play by the Blues and what you want to see on the power play, especially against an inexperienced Red Wings team.
Terrible defense. They're all watching.
It was
all
bad.
Puck watching.
It was bad.
But I think Bill, I wanted to ask Bill, as a goalie, how, like, when the puck is behind the net in that area to the side and the pass comes in front and a little one-time shot on net, how hard, I mean, what are you doing as a goalie? How hard is it to prepare for? Because you're looking behind you, right, at the puck carrier, and then the puck comes in front. You're hoping your defense has the guy covered, but it's not. So how do you play that? Just play big or what?
Well, I mean, you really have to kind of hope that you have the right gauge on where the guy's coming in, where the guy is positioned to take the shot. If you're only picking him up at the last second, you're going to do what Nedeljkovic did here and hug the post. And he gave Bushnevich the entire open, the glove side pretty much wide open. But if you have a little bit more time to read the play, and in that position, you'd think that they would, the defense would cover a little better, but they kind of just let Bushnevich sneak down right into that high slot area. You want a little more help from your defense, but I think he played that the way that he should have. Not knowing where the attacker is going to be, and there wasn't anybody right at the side of the opposite side on the crease that he's going to have to worry about the pass going to. So I think that was the right positioning from him. And it just, Bushnevich scored before Nedeljkovic caught fire.
And it's so bang bang too. It's so happens so quick. I mean, you got to react so quick if possible. So I mean, yeah. And so this was a power play goal. Blues have power play goals in 8 of the last 9 games. So the power play came through here. Did not come through later when it was much needed. Raymond scored for Detroit to make it 1-1 later on in the first. A real nice behind the back pass through traffic to Raymond to spring basically a 2-0. Looked like Raymond was trying to go high. Pang on the broadcast said he picked out 5-hole. I don't know, maybe, but I thought he tried to go high, kind of went down to kind of lean down a little bit, crouched down as a shooter to kind of lift it high, and then but kind of whiffed on it, went 5-hole. Maybe he did try and go 5-hole. I don't know, but
That kid's a
1-1.
fucking star, man.
Yeah.
He's a hell of a hockey player.
Yeah, no,
I'm happy they're not in our division anymore because, man, that kid's going to be good.
Yeah, no, I'm watching the replay right now, and he it did roll a bit on him, but he whipped it right between the legs. That was, I think it was an adjustment on the shot. So,
Okay. All right.
And that's what good shooters do.
That's
But
why they're
no, on that
professionals.
play, I want to say, I mean, you mentioned the great play leading up to it, and then the pass back across to Raymond to spring him on the breakaway. That was poor. Again, talk about poor coverage on the Red Wings. Poor coverage by the Blues. 3 guys on the puck carrier. Again, drawing a blank on who it was that slid that pass over to Raymond. But
Do I have it
there?
here? I don't think I do. No, I don't.
Okay. Well, whoever
Sorry.
it was, 3 guys attacked. It was Scandella, Parayko, and the center. I can't remember who was out at the time, and it's just you got to be smarter than that. I mean,
Bertuzzi.
and if you're going to do that, Bertuzzi. Okay. If you're going to do that, you have to stop that puck. And I know what they're thinking. He's the lead man. We stop him. Maybe we get him just to dump it in. But I mean, Raymond's charging. It reminded me a little bit of that goal we talked about, I think, last week I think it was against Arizona, that Krug just sprung in and O'Reilly found him and he was able to bury the puck. And it's the same here. Like, you got a lead man and you're thinking, okay, we'll stop him. We'll stop the rush. But you got to be aware of what else is going on the ice. And they just were not aware of Raymond sprinting in like that. And again, that kid's talent, you have to be aware where he's at all the time on the ice.
Yep. I mean, it's a double thing. It's the puck watching the puck carrier, not being aware of who's streaking up the ice, and a nice pass through traffic. I mean, so.
but you said Scandella and Parayko together.
Scandella was on the on the ice for both of Detroit's first 2 goals. So I was he on the ice for the third one.
Parayko.
Yeah, was he? They switched because Scandella was later with was he with he was out with Mikkola for a bit.
Brunovich?
Yes, Brunovich. He was with Brunovich for a bit.
Which
I think
by the way,
Mikkola was out in there with Parayko for a while too.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
By the way, I watched the Red Wings broadcast. My God, the most annoying thing ever. I forget Ken's
Holland?
last name, but
Not Holland.
it's not Ken Holland.
No, Ken,
The
I know
play-by-play guy. He kept calling him.
Yeah.
He kept calling him Piranovich.
Oh.
So every single time he touched the puck, he called him Piranovich. I'm like, you're literally mixing Perron and Perunovich, man. Like, that's pretty clear. It's Perunovich.
That was Harry Carey on the call there, because that's exactly
God,
what he would do.
Because every time he said it, I thought, did he mean Perron or did he mean Perunovich? Every time he said it, I'm like, this is so frustrating.
See, get the names right. I mean, you have
it's your job.
One job is to
that's
call
your
the game.
job.
Call the game. Well, more than one job, actually. You call the game, do some research, talk to the players, but learn the players' names. Come on.
Yep.
Detroit only had
Is
3
Mickey
shots.
Redmond still doing the games for them?
Mickey Redmond still, he is. And he never corrected him, which I'm guessing he probably didn't know. Which, again, is obnoxious. You got 2 guys in the booth.
Well, does anybody ever correct anybody that mispronounces names? Because
I do.
How many times did the NBC guys? How many times did Pierre Maguire mispronounce Petrangelo's name, and no one said in his ear that he listened anyway?
Or David Perron.
It was said that he was told how to pronounce his name, and he ignored it. So,
which is so pompous and annoying. Get off the fucking TV if you can't say the guy's name right.
I'm not as like I said before. I wasn't as down on Pierre Maguire as most people. I get it why people didn't like him, but I wasn't in that boat. But that pissed me off. If that's true, that he was told how to say his name and he chose not to do it. That's just weird. Detroit had 3 shots on goal in the second period. Did get the one goal, the only goal in the period. Blues had 11 shots and had 22 shots through the 2 periods, but only the 1 goal in the game to this point. So 2-1 Detroit going into the third. 111 in the third. Prawn scores.
And I'll add, I just want to add real quick. I thought Huso played a really good second period.
I thought
he wasn't. There were points in the game where he really didn't face a lot of shots. They were kind of coming in waves, so it was he'd go 5, 6, 7 minutes without seeing any action, and I thought he kept his composure. We talked about this earlier, guys. The stigma that was around him was, okay, he's got to get past the first shot, the first 2 shots, the first 3 shots.
That's gone.
Has he? Yeah. Do you guys say it's gone now?
Yeah, I think so.
He's had a great
for the most part.
I mean,
he did give up a goal on his first shot in the second period, but like you said, he had gone a while without any action. So it's not it's not the beginning of the game jitters like he used to have.
Yeah,
and to be honest, the Blues defense on all of the goals that he was in the net for was pretty atrocious.
Yes,
I mean that. It's kind of a broken play on the second goal. Puck goes off Pareko's stick into the crease, and then off Huso, and Scandella swats it right out into the slot.
Yeah,
and they bury it.
That was awful.
Yeah,
that was bad. We did. Yeah, did we not cover that? We didn't talk about that, did we? Oh yeah,
you breezed past it.
Okay, so I breezed past. Yeah, the Scandella play, that was bad. That was. I mean, we should touch on that, right? He was out muscled. Wasn't aware there was a defender that a forward that close to him. And then he gets stick lifted, and then whacks the puck back into the slot. It's like, what the fuck you doing? It was like I don't know if it was on purpose, but it happened, and they scored, and it was just like, fuck. That was bad, but that sounds Scandella. Who was it? Scandella, bad play.
Who Niall? Who was the one that scored the goal though? That was
Larkin.
Is that Ernie? Larkin.
Larkin scored that.
Larkin, you're right.
Yeah,
that one was.
Why was Larkin? I want to know why Larkin's left all alone too. That's not on Scandella for him being wide open. I'll agree that
I think
he didn't make the right play. He should have been able to get.
Slot.
Yeah, he should. Scandella should have been able to stop the puck before it got to that point. But Larkin absolutely had all the time in the world to get to that puck, and that's poor player management by the Blues.
Yeah. Well, maybe, but I think with the puck going the other direction and Scandella inadvertently puts it back into the slot, I'm like,
it was Rob Thomas.
What's that?
He missed. He
his man.
Pick up
his man.
He didn't pick up Larkin coming down the slot.
Did Scandella touch that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He did, huh?
I had to look. I didn't think so. I saw on Twitter, someone said Scandella passes right to their team and he scores. I'm like, what? He didn't do that. Looked at the replay. I'm like, I'll be damned, he did. He gets stick lifted and then his stick comes back and jabs it back in front. I was like, how about that? So yeah, Prawn scores to make it 2-2 early in the third with something. Okay. I'm like, good.
Goal.
2-2. From behind the unred line to tie the game, banking it off the goalie and as a forward, I've done this before, and you see forwards do this. When you do this, you're doing it on purpose. I mean, Prawn shot it, hoping to score or get a rebound because he charged the net after he shot it, which was great, good on him, but it went in. But when you do this, you laugh as a forward. You smile, you laugh because it's like, I got him. That was a tricky shot. I got him leaning or got him cheating off the post a little bit. I think of Shanahan every time I see that because that's growing up. That's who I saw do that a lot. Tried to bank off the goalie from behind the net a lot.
Bill, is that like one of the most frustrating goals to give up as a goalie?
For certain, especially in a game like this where you're otherwise playing out of your mind and you lose concentration for half a second, and a sniper, a high quality NHL player like David Perron is going to take advantage of it. And
I got a question for you, Bill.
Super smart play.
Got a question for you. Okay, so a lot of times I think if a goal goes in like this, I think a goalie could be playing this perfectly and it still goes in just because, I mean, it doesn't take much of a hole for that puck to squeeze in. And every once in a while, that puck will go through an inch, 2 inches wide, right? And it just goes in. And it's like, and you've got to, I mean, you've almost got to be, I mean, that's a lucky goal. I mean, you're not trying to score in that tiny little hole. And so I think sometimes, would you agree, maybe, I'm trying to defend goalies here, that sometimes it's not the goalie's fault. It's just fucking bad luck. That just finds a tiny ass hole, like between the under the arm, above the pad, against the post, something that's just barely not completely sealed off. Because you're, I mean, what do you say? Or do you think it's the goalie's responsibility to completely close it off from head to ice?
No, I mean, goaltending has evolved, definitely since I've quit playing. But it's evolved to a point where everybody is so technically sound, but there's always going to be that element of skill and luck by the offensive players that outdo you, and luck is going to be a component of it. You can play something perfectly and something can take a crazy bounce and still go in, or hit that half inch that you have exposed and the puck was at the right angle and had the right momentum to get through you. I mean, that's going to happen, but
I think it's not. I think goalies get a bad rap because every time one of those goals goes in, it's like that's a soft goal, bad goal against, and probably some of the times not his fault, not really.
Sometimes
I think you're expecting too much of a goalie
on it right now.
I'm not saying this goal is that. I'm not saying this goal is that. I'm saying sometimes.
Right.
Sometimes
right.
It's not on that play.
On that play, I think he took his attention off the puck, or off of Perron, and
there was a pretty.
He was worried about the cross crease pass that might be coming, and gave him that space, and he hit it.
And I think when you're cheating, that's yes, you get burned, you get beat, you were outsmarted, whatever, outguessed. That's fine. But when you're actually playing the post and trying to seal it all off, and it finds that tiny little hole that just can't seal off, I mean, come on. That's just bad luck against the goalie.
And that's the most frustrating feeling in the world.
And I bet. Yeah, and that's what I'm getting at. Okay. So after Perron scores, Detroit comes right back, hits the post, comes close to scoring a few times with some pressure. Blues missing a 2-on-1.
That was the really frustrating part. Was you expect your team to have a little more fire after tying the game up, and Detroit just came out and just barnstormed the rest of that for like the next 5-6 minutes. Like you said, hit the post and then just kept going, and you had that feeling like, here comes a goal, they're gonna score right away, because the Blues had nothing. They didn't have anything to answer. And it's like, you're the ones that just scored. Like, get down there and get some more shots on goal.
And they missed on a 2-on-1. The Blues did on their chance during this pressure by the Red Wings. The Blues sprung a 2-on-1, couldn't convert. And then Adam Earn for Detroit scores to put the Wings up 3-2. Husso was screened on this play, kind of a floating shot off the stick of Krug, beats Husso over the glove. I mean, it's I don't. Screens are tough. I mean, is how much responsibility is on the goalie to fight through that screen and pick it up, Bill? I mean, is it on him, or I mean, if you can't see it, you can't see it.
Right. And Peng, brought that up. Is it something that he didn't fight hard enough to see, or was it just the perfect screen? And it was a great screen. I think the problem on that play is that, and the Blues have really, we talked about this some last week, the Blues are giving up the high slot and letting clean shots through, and they're also not clearing out the front of the net. And so it's allowing teams to get really good positional shots from the high slot, and nobody's getting out there to block them. And in years past, Sundqvist or Barbashev, you'd expect those guys to be out there and blocking that shot. Perron sometimes, hell, Tarasenko every now and then, but the focus on blocking shots just doesn't seem to be there with this team.
Isn't that that was the general mindset with the defense this year? To the change of philosophy with the defense was to let more shots from the point get through, and to not put the emphasis on blocking as much, but clearing in front and letting the goalies make the saves.
Yeah, you
But
gotta let them see it.
yeah, but the problem is, yeah, you gotta let them see it, and you got to clear it. But our defense is rather small.
Yep.
They're talented, puck moving wise and offensively talented, generally speaking, but they are not big overall. So it's probably hard to clear the front. Now, if you're not even trying, that's different. If you're trying to clear the front and you can't, well, you just can't. But if you're not even trying to, that's a problem.
You can't allow anybody in front of the net when you're allowing those point shots to get through. You just you have to do whatever you can to make sure your goalie sees it, because that's what you, like Bill said, that's the emphasis now has been let him shoot and let the goalie see it. But you're letting him shoot and you're letting him screen the goalie.
Yeah.
So
Right.
what are you doing
And
out
on
there?
that-
You might as well just have a 5-on-0 on the goalie.
Right. And on that play, Falk is completely turned around. Falk lost his guy and didn't know where he was and turned around and created the screen. Suter got in behind him and got a very good defenseman in Justin Falk off of his game for a second and created the screen and it goes.
That was just a bad play all around. That was another one that just pissed me off because, yeah, like Bill said, I mean, as a defenseman, I always say take away their space. And I know, again, the philosophy's changed a little bit with the Blues to let them have a little bit of space. But, my God, they're firing pucks at the net every chance they get. They're just having all the time from the high slot to take shots. And I don't care what your philosophy is. You can't allow that all the time. That's just what they're doing. And this one led to a goal, led to the game-winning goal. And it's something we've seen all season. There needs to be a philosophy change or a shakeup on the defensive end because it's not looked good for the Blues this season.
So the Blues were robbed. After that goal, the Blues kind of took over the third period. They outshot Detroit.
Well, even before that goal, they were dominating the third period.
Yeah.
They had a very they just couldn't score. Now, granted, they had a few chances where they just didn't get the wood on the stick on the puck that was needed to score. I mean, and not to take anything away from the saves that were made because their goalie was amazing, but Prunovic's chance, for example, I don't think it was brought up on TV. Prunovic didn't get he got like 40% on the shot that he wanted to. I mean, Bill's finishing off his Bourbon County.
Nice.
That's
every last drop.
Nice. Probably feel nice and warm inside.
Mm-hmm.
So,
For sure.
Scandella's shot, he was flat-footed and kind of gliding away from the goal when he kind of took a quick shot when the puck came to him. He didn't get everything on it. It was a great diving glove save. And Prunovic didn't get everything on his shot, even though he was. He kind of was on the ice and.
And I think he put it more into him than he had a lot more open side to hit, and he put it back towards him more than you'd want. But
I think if Prunovic gets everything on that shot he wanted to, it's halfway up the goal and it's in. I mean, he doesn't make that save. That's a bad break.
Let's get to a comment here from Ken Morris. Actually, our first comment of the show was Needle Dick stole that game for the Red Wings. So,
he did.
And yes, he did.
He did.
And I can't tell you how many times watching this game, and I know Carolina's playing well, but I can't tell you how many times during this game I thought in my head, man, and Carolina didn't want him. He's a damn good young goalie, man.
He played good.
He's good.
He played, and how many? This seems to happen a lot, and I almost want to ask other teams' podcasts this question: that how often do you feel your team gets stymied by a run-of-the-mill goalie or a backup? The Blues it seems to have trouble with. It can't be. The Blues can't be doing this a lot more than other teams, right? This has to be fairly common. Everyone complains about it, it only happens to them. The officials are always against your team, but never against the other team. But every team thinks that, so it doesn't make any sense. It's got what I mean. It's like
the only thing that I'll combat that with is yes, Needle Dick played great. Don't get me wrong, but accompany the goalie stealing the game with the Blues having piss poor management in their own zone, I think the Blues win that game 2-1 if they play a sound game. I agree. I think overall they played fine, but their lapses literally killed them in this game. That was what caused them to get losses. 2 of those goals shouldn't have happened, and it was just lapses and poor judgment on where to be on the ice and not picking up your man and
you know what though?
Literally passing it right in the slot. I mean, so many mistakes led to the Blues losing this game too.
Detroit made just as many, if not more, mistakes in their own zone. We just couldn't capitalize on them. I think,
right.
I think it was and hockey has always been a game of, whoever takes advantage of the other team's mistakes more than the other, the most. And I think Detroit, I think I don't know if the Blues made any more mistakes in their own zone than any other team usually does in a game, but Detroit, bang bang, they took advantage of it a couple times, so that sucked, and the Blues couldn't take advantage of enough. I think the Blues played a pretty good game. I mean, it just sucks that it comes down to, and of course you look for mistakes that happen in a game. Yes, the Blues made some mistakes, and the Red Wings burned us. But I am being a forward, I tend to gravitate towards forward responsibilities, and I'm like, the forwards should have done a better job in defense in Detroit's zone, putting pucks past their goalie because they had so many chances.
Yeah, but we said this a couple of weeks ago. Jordan Binnington was the first, second, and third star of shit. I can't remember the game offhand, but Alex Nedeljkovic tonight was the first, second, and third star.
He was great.
He stole that game in the third period.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many saves that he should not have made, that he did. That was that. And that the other side of the coin. You're right. The Blues didn't capitalize when the Red Wings did, and the Red Wings were able to pounce, but otherwise the Blues completely outplayed them.
That one he made, it must have been like 3 saves on one sequence. It was I think it was Thomas drove the net from the side, kind of crashed in front. Maybe it was O'Reilly. It was O'Reilly. O'Reilly from the right side came in front and took a shot, save, and the rebound, it bounced off a leg and came right back on net. And he's pads down. He's got that blocked off so it doesn't bounce off a leg and come back through 5-hole. He covered it up, and he played well. I mean, that was a chance that I don't think got enough play on TV. How close that was going in, because O'Reilly had a great chance in front, save, bounce off a leg, came right back at him, and he was still down covering it up. So he played really well. I mean,
Bill, I think you were thinking of the Winnipeg game.
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
Blues had 2 power plays in the second half of this third period. Could not convert. I really thought the second of those 2 power plays, the one with 8 minutes to go, I thought we're scoring. We're going to do it. I mean, anybody watching this game with the pressure the Blues had most of this third period, you're thinking they're going to tie it. They're going to score. Oh, they got a power play now? For sure. It's going in. And they just couldn't do it.
Well, and those penalties for Detroit, I think, were just out of pure exhaustion, because the Blues were just hemming him in the zone and forcing him to take penalties. And when you do that, usually that's when you go out on the power play and score a goal. And it just didn't happen.
The broadcast team had a great point, too, in that the Blues didn't want to lose that momentum by not converting the power play. Because oftentimes, if you kill off a power play, kill a penalty, you gain momentum and you take it back. If you're kind of on your heels. But to the Blues' credit, I mean, they didn't score on the power play, but they kept coming after they didn't convert, and they just couldn't. They couldn't get that tying goal. 2 empty net goals for Detroit, one by Fabry, who had a goal and assist in this game. He was extra excited for that empty net goal.
Yeah, he was very pumped. But I know I think he hadn't scored in something like 9 games, and apparently he only has 3 points on the season before that. So that was part of it, but I think part of it was also the fact that it was his former team.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
But it was go ahead and celebrate your empty net goal, dude. That was a little much for me, but whatever.
Well, it's whatever. you know what? A lot of times when players leave, I have a disconnect with them, and I'll be like, I can easily root against them. I don't know what it is with Fabry. I like Fabry. I like him. I don't.
Yeah.
He scored the empty net goal, and I'm like, I didn't like. Yeah, I was pissed off the Blues were going to lose the game, and I'm like, I wasn't mad that it was Fabry. I was kind of, if someone's going to score, I'm like, okay, Fabry, good for him.
Yeah, he did get to the point where he thought he was going to bust out a bottle of Pappy and finish off right there, just like, after the Blues won the cup.
A bottle of Pappy.
Just pulls it out of his pants.
You're right. Yeah, that's something the NFL would do. Some receiver after touchdown, pull out a fifth of something.
Mary Ponder in the YouTube chat, which usually watches on Facebook. So welcome to the YouTube chat, Mom. She
Welcome
says,
to the dark
"Happy
side.
Thanksgiving, guys."
Welcome to the dark side. Happy Thanksgiving, Mrs. Jeff's mom.
Yep, I'll be seeing her tomorrow night.
What are your do you guys doing? I mean, big Thanksgiving plans?
Oh yeah. That's that. I tell you what, it gets tiring as you get older. We have the two Thanksgivings. On Christmas, we split it between Christmas Eve and Christmas. But yeah, we go over to. Well, I do the turkey trot in the morning. Then I go over to the in-laws, and we spend all day there. And then at night, we go over to my parents, which the in-laws are in South County. The parents are my mom's in St. Charles, so it's a lot. But yeah, we get it done, and it's always a good time. But at the end of the day, you're just fucking exhausted.
Yeah. Tomorrow we always do Julie's parents. They have an afternoon Thanksgiving dinner, and usually eat, fall asleep watching football game on the couch.
That's the best, isn't it? Just to eat and watch football.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
eat and fall asleep
that's
watching
pretty
football.
much it. Tomorrow, I am going to go pick up my mom, who is in a recovery facility right now after some recent issues. Gonna pick her up, and she's gonna come along with us to Julie's parents. So
that's cool.
Awesome.
That's gonna be nice.
That'll be
That's
awesome.
great. Yeah, I know we canceled Thanksgiving last year because we couldn't get on the same page because it was like during the height of the pandemic, and there was no vaccine available, and there were issues with some members of the family not wanting to wear masks or whatever. Couldn't get on the same page, right? So
Right.
my mom was like, we'll just cancel it. I don't think she wanted to deal with any arguments or anything.
I don't blame her.
So but no, we're happily getting together this year, so it'll be good.
You know what's crazy to think about?
Go ahead, Jeff.
I was gonna say real quick. It's crazy to think about. At this time last year, we didn't even have hockey in our lives because the bubble was over and they didn't start till January.
Yeah.
So I look at this, I'm like, God, Thanksgiving without hockey like the day before and the day after. How the hell did I survive that?
That's a good point.
Yeah, no, I just to be on the super safe side, I did go out and pick up some rapid COVID tests that Julie and I are both gonna partake in those before actually leaving tomorrow, just to make sure, because we will be around some fairly older people and vulnerable people, so I've had a little bit of a sniffle this week. I had no signs of, I still have all my sense of smell and taste.
I
don't think it's COVID, but just going to be extra cautious. Spent the money to pick up the rapid, the antigen tests. I'm going to do that before we go out tomorrow.
Look at you being responsible. That's
trying to be.
Yeah. Very good. Good on you. So we'll talk jerseys. We'll give some opinions on some jerseys that were released. And the 14 Fund banner has made its return, and we'll talk about that right after this word from Center Ice Brewery. Center Ice Brewery is St. Louis's only hockey-themed brewhouse. Stop on in during the next game to experience the ultimate hockey fan brewery while sampling various hockey-inspired beers, such as Old Arena Lager, the Beauty IPA, the Rotating Pale Ale Series, or seasonal offerings such as their Imperial Stout, their Lime Sherbet Sour, and much more. While you're there enjoying any number of their fantastic beverages, you can admire the bar top and tables made of authentic arena wood and the actual penalty box door from the old barn. Located at 3126 Olive Street in Midtown St. Louis, it's one of the best places to watch a Blues game, or any game. Visit CenterIceBrewery.com today to schedule a no-contact curbside pickup or make a reservation in the tap room. Center Ice Brewery. Let's go Blues. Please drink responsibly. There's a couple comments in the YouTube chat I want to get to. Let's see. Matt Harris asked, how is the mask situation at Enterprise Center? I'm a little concerned with all that. Don't need to be bringing COVID back to my students. As far as I know, it's still the same as it was to start the season. You're supposed to show proof of vaccination to get in, and you're supposed to wear a mask inside the building. And
if you don't have proofs of vaccination, as long as you have a
Right.
negative COVID test.
Within 72 hours, I think it is.
48 or 72.
Yeah.
It might be 72.
So, and once you're in the building, you're supposed to, when you're walking around, you're supposed to, or not eating or sitting, I guess. If you're not eating or drinking actively, you should be wearing a mask. From what I hear, though,
it has not been that way.
No, not people don't do it.
Derek just pointed that out. The one game I went to, the home opener, there was, I would say, about probably 35% mask compliance.
Why?
And beyond that,
I'd say it's about the same for the Chicago game I went to.
See, if anybody's listening, that has went to a game this season, and didn't wear a mask, like actively walked around not wearing a mask, I would just like to have a conversation. Why wouldn't you wear a mask? I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. They're asking you to. You essentially agree to do that when you walk in, and then you don't.
Right. It's. I really think what it comes down to is that nobody wants to be the mask police.
Yeah,
that's true. You might have an usher tell you put your mask on, but apart from if you're a season ticket holder and you're in your section with the usher that's going to be there the entire season, it's doubtful that they're going to pressure you to put your mask on. And just nobody wants to be that guy, right?
I get
go to any retailer. None of the staff.
Do you know why?
Want to deal with it?
Do you know why? Because they've seen video of people flipping the fuck out just to put a mask on, and they blow their top, and like at that point, okay, who has the problem? It's not the employee trying to enforce a policy that they have. It's the customer who thinks they're special and shouldn't have to abide by what the business wants. And it's the
rules don't apply to me.
Yeah. And it's interesting to me too, because it's not, I mean, you've heard it a lot. You've heard people say it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal to wear a mask. It's not a big deal. I've been doing it. People are used to it. I do it all the time. It's not a big deal. I don't get the, I don't know. I'd like to have a conversation just as to like a legit, serious, respectful conversation. It's serious. I'm not trying to, start a fight or anything. I'm just wanting to hear feedback on the reasoning there. I don't get it. I don't understand it. That's where I'm coming from. So the 14 Fun banner finally reemerged. I know, Jeff, you wrote an article about this last year, I think, on St. Louis Game Time.
It was this summer, I think, actually.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
So it was over 2 years ago, the 14 Fun banner was removed from the rafters and disappeared. The Blues said it was going to return, but never did, and they ignored lots of inquiries about it. The Blues, lots. Flat out ignored. We won't respond to anybody online about it. The Blues tweeted this a couple days ago. No mentions on the website at all, just a single tweet about this, which is weird because they have a website. They could put news on the website. They could have announced this, but they didn't do it. They just tweeted it. That's weird to me. So they say on the tweet, Doug Wickenheiser's number 14 banner, which was once in the rafters, now hangs in the Blues for Kids area on the plaza level. Wickenheiser passed away in 1999, but his number 14 has been synonymous with our team and our charitable endeavors ever since. So it's back. It's not in the rafters. It's in the Blues for Kids area on the plaza level. So I have questions about this.
And well, before we get to your questions,
yeah,
I want to emphasize. I think I know why they chose the Blues for Kids area, because that's the name of their that's a cancer area. It's the Blues for Kids is the name of the charity for cancer research. So
I understand that
they want to associate. Yeah, I know you do. I'm just explaining to people who don't that they want to associate Wickenheiser with the Blues for Kids because it's all under one umbrella now. So that's why I think that's why they chose that. Probably why they did.
I understand that's what they're saying or what they're doing, but I don't understand why it's not in the rafter. Why it was taken down in the first place. That doesn't make any sense to me. Why remove it at all? It's not like we've got 25 Stanley Cup champion banners to make room for up there. There's plenty of room up there for these banners, and I do believe Tom Calhoun, when it was raised, said the Wickenheiser 14 banner will hang forever in Kiel Center in tribute to the heart, courage, and resolve of number 14, Doug Wickenheiser. God bless you, Wick. It'll hang forever. And it's tacked on the wall, but that's not hanging in the. When you say the Wicks 14 will hang forever in the arena, that's from the rafters. That's not tacked on a wall in the plaza. I'm appreciative that it's back. Don't get me wrong. I like that it's that. I'm glad they didn't lose it because it seemed like they had lost it. But because it's been 2 years, and that's another question. Why did it take so long to do this? I don't understand.
If they were just going to hang it there, why not do it right away?
Yeah, I have so many. Or announce with that. I have so many questions, and I want to. Maybe we should just have a correspondence with the team. We'll email them, and they'll get back with us in a month and a half, and then they can respond to our questions.
They won't respond to that. They won't even. It's been
I
such a weird
answer,
thing with them. They're not going to say a word.
Right. I think if you want to get to there, you kind of got touched on this earlier. They only tweeted about it, so maybe hit a DM to the social media director and see if she can't get a response out of her.
She is new. Maybe she wouldn't know any better.
Maybe, I don't know.
That's what I'm kind of thinking. How the tweet got past Doug Armstrong.
I don't know. I will say I'm not happy with it being taken down from the rafters either. I think there's a better place for it. If for whatever reason it can't be in the rafters, again, we talked about this a million times on this show. There should be. We even have a section in there like the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame section in Enterprise Center. Just a nice little wall dedicated to some of the great moments in St. Louis history. Why not put it there? And we also mentioned. I mean, there's so many things you could do with it. Like, even if you wanted to go to Centene with it and have a nice little, Blues memorial section or something, or hang it up over the Blues rink there. There's so many other things you could have done with it. But I will say I am happy that it's back. That's one. I just wanted to see it again. I just, like you said, I wanted to make sure it wasn't taken down and lost. Somebody's using it as a beach towel somewhere or something. Like, I'm glad to see it's still hanging around.
Yeah.
But there's a better place for it, and I hope over time we'll see it move to a better place.
I don't know, I'm sure us saying something about it or asking about it, inquiring about it, will either not get a response or they'll be like, I don't care what you say. I don't care what you think.
100% will not get a response. I know they won't even respond to it, especially with how quiet they were for 2 years about it. Well,
every time you try and contact them over things, it takes forever to get a response about something important. We've contacted them with trademark copyright stuff before, and it took forever to get responses. So it's just like, Jesus.
And the response we got was like, okay, you probably already knew this. You could have typed it in 5 minutes.
Right. I know.
Why did it take so long to get back to us?
Yeah, whatever. So anyway, so that's that. But the rapid fire tidbits from around the NHL, some new jerseys were released and announced this week. New Jersey's New Jersey jersey.
That's fun to say.
First ever third jersey for New Jersey, designed by Martin Brodeur, and the effort took 3 years. When I saw that it took 3 years to come up with this jersey, I'm like, what?
I'm just
It
picturing.
took 3 years, and somebody kept reminding him, and then he finally said, "Fuck it."
Yeah, I was. Oh yeah,
Here
shit,
it
I forgot about
is.
that. I forgot.
I like to picture the other way around. That's literally been his job, and that's it for 3 years. Design us a jersey. We'll get back to you in 3 years. So he's just been sitting at his desk. Okay,
Well-
let's see. The sleeves need to look like this. No, that's terrible. Throws it away.
There were execs that had input. People at Adidas had input as well, but the primary designer was Martin Brodeur for this. So if you haven't seen it, it's black with white stripes. If you picture the Chicago Blackhawks,
Yes.
the outdoor game jersey from a number of years ago,
The black and white one.
yes, all black with white stripes. It looks just like that, pretty much, without the Blackhawks logo and the jersey in cursive across the word jersey in cursive across.
It just
the
says
chest.
Jersey. It doesn't even say New Jersey. It doesn't say Devils. It just says Jersey.
Because people from New Jersey never say they're from New Jersey. They say Jersey. That's why it says Jersey. And it's like there's so much to say about this jersey.
Yeah.
It's insane. So and there's it's so funny because this jersey looks so simplistic and boring and plain, but they put so much symbolism into it. It's like, where are you getting this from? So there are 21 stripes on this jersey, white stripes, and they represent the 21 New Jersey counties that exist. Except for the 5 thicker ones, they represent the 5 numbers that the franchise has retired. The drawstring represents, it's at the drawstring at the neck. The drawstring represents and looks like goalie netting to represent Brodeur, I guess, because that's his input in the jersey. He wanted to have goalie netting. I mean, you can't really say they've had fantastic goaltending throughout their entire existence. They've had Brodeur and they've had others, right? So
Chris Terreri.
Yeah, I guess.
Corey
Schneider?
Schwab.
Wait.
Corey Schneider.
Sean Burke.
Sean Burke.
Sean
course.
Burke.
Of course.
Mhm.
And the Newark Bulldogs, the Rivervale Skeeters, and the Jersey Larks, all minor league teams, are referenced as influences. A couple of those teams were around no later than the early 1900s, and none of them were any good. So, and people in New Jersey are pissed off. It's like, why are you referencing teams that were from 100 years ago that played for 25 games? It's so
What
weird.
I don't get is I just feel like there's too much that you're trying to put into this. We've got these stripes and we've got 21 of them. We got this, we got the drawstring, and it's like, but it's just a jersey that literally says what it is.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
it doesn't look all that impressive. And even if it was, it's like you're trying to incorporate way too much here. Like, give us an old jersey if you want to incorporate let's say the Newark Bulldogs. Okay, take their old jersey and put a Devils logo on it. Like, if that's the kind of thing you want to do, you don't need to incorporate 10 different things into one jersey.
There are rules you have to abide by too when you have a third jersey. You have to wear them. I think you have to wear it for at least 12 to 15 games a season for at least 3 seasons. So they have this for the next 3 years for 12 to 15 games a season. SB Nation's New Jersey Devils site, which is called All About the Jersey, said this, which I thought was funny. Quote, "The best logo in sports is replaced by a word mark that has made many wonder if the hockey pants should say pants on it." A couple things here to dissect. The best logo in sports is not the New Jersey Devils logo. It's a fine
Right.
logo. It's good.
They're
it's
a
not
little
even
biased.
It's not even the top 5 in the NHL. Come on,
They're
best in
a little
sports.
biased.
Get the fuck off yourself. And then and then what they said was funny though, and which has been played to death on social media, was it the pants to say pants, the socks to
did you
say
see
socks.
Yeah, the Devils even tweeted that, or they put it on Facebook. They had a wait until you see all of our apparel coming out. And it was a hat that just said hat, a shirt that said shirt.
You know what?
And I was like, oh, good.
Yeah.
At least they're humorous about it.
You know what? That came after the fact. That they saw the
They're
horrible
saving face.
negative feedback, the mocking of the jersey on the jersey, and they said, well, we have to own this, and we're gonna sell hats to say hat.
Right. Exactly. They tweeted that out later. Coming soon, ... maybe hat.
Yeah. Right.
Somebody tweeted a side-by-side of an Aeropostale shirt that was the exact same font, and it was like 12 years old. So
Brodeur said, a quote, "This is a jersey our alumni are envious of, that they wished they could have played in back in the day." I'm like, what? Who? I don't know. People are being nice to you. You're a Hall of Famer.
Well, and then, like you
maybe
said,
the best
I mean,
goalie ever, right? It's just like they're not gonna tell you you fucked up.
And you mentioned it earlier, the Blackhawks logo. This is the Blackhawks jersey. That's what this is. It's not anything new. At least I would give them credit and be like, oh, well, the striping's different, and we've never seen this before. Maybe that's cool, but it's literally the Blackhawks jersey.
There's 4 more stripes. There's 4 more stripes, Jeff. It's completely different. 4 more stripes.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, and there's no bottom stripe. Or is there?
There is.
I think there is one bottom stripe.
There is.
Never mind.
If there wasn't, that'd be an odd look.
Yep. Looking at the PK Subban modeling of the jersey right now. The jersey.
It's just
I actually
the New
heard
Jersey
that when they were modeling
jersey.
Jack Hughes was actually going to come out and model it, but then Subban came in and slew-footed him and took a spot.
Oh. So I hate this jersey. I mean, obviously, because I was saying, there's nothing creative about it. It's boring. It's bland. The jersey logo sucks. The fact that it took 3 years to create this thing is weird to me. That's laughable. And how much money was spent over the course of 3 years, maybe going back and forth with Brodeur, a design firm, or whatever, is absurd to me. I could have made this thing in 15 minutes. I've designed jerseys before for mock-ups, concept jerseys for the Blues, and I spend a half an hour on it, just playing, tweaking around. But this, it's a black jersey with lines on it. That's it. It looks it looks like it was designed by a guy with no design sense, using jersey design software, who had no idea how to use the jersey design software in the first place. He's like, oh, I don't know how to use this. I'll just, so bad.
Yeah. The jersey outrage today has been like, Twitter's been a great place just for that. Nasher, the guy that hosts the EA Sports tournaments for the league, he tweeted out something about, today is proof positive that the NHL really should just go to the guys, all the college kids that are, throwing out jersey designs, instead of going through, all the channels to come up with these jerseys.
You see those concept jerseys that some people put out there? They're fantastic. So much better than what teams come up with.
Yeah. I thought that was an absolute great point by him.
Yeah.
And I way overstated what he said, but
I've said that before. I'm like, because you've seen this before too, like NFL football helmets. You'll see these concept football helmets. They look cool. And like, why are they using these? Use this instead, or whatever. It's just like, I don't know. And this goes back to the point I made earlier in the show about who are their focus groups that they're using, and who's on the panel to approve and disapprove and making the judgment call on some of this stuff. It's like, this is bonkers. Some of this stuff. It's weird to me. Team Canada. Their Olympic jerseys revealed. And I have questions about this. If you haven't seen this, look up Team Canada's Olympic jerseys for 2022. They have a red jersey, a white jersey, and a black jersey. Is this the first time they've had 3 jerseys for the Olympics? I mean, I've never seen this before.
No,
I think
they've had them before.
yeah, I'll say I've
Have
seen
they?
them before for
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even for the that 2004 World Cup of Hockey when we went to Columbus for that, they had this god awful mustard yellow version that they wore in a couple of the games, and
I don't remember that at all.
like where did that come from? But
Yeah, I think I remember that.
where did this? This doesn't even look like a maple leaf.
This is
like,
that's my thing. I have 0 problems with this jersey, except the logo, and the logo ruins the entire thing. It looks like
it looks like
a turkey
leaf had sex with the clamshell,
or the NBC peacock, or
yeah.
And it's funny because online they were saying it looked like the backside of a turkey's asshole. If you like
kind of,
yeah,
I can see that.
Yeah,
that's
I
what it
see
is.
that.
And it doesn't look like a maple leaf. For some reason they fucked around with the maple leaf traditional looking logo, and it doesn't look like a maple leaf at all. If you had showed me this logo, this jersey, without telling me it was Team Canada, I don't think I would have known it was Team Canada's jersey, because I wouldn't have maybe known right away that was a maple leaf. It doesn't look like one. It looks like something else. I don't know what it looks like.
I like them.
You like them?
I'm alone.
I love them
like
except for the logo. I like them except for the logo.
I'm right there with Kurt.
I don't like the logo, but it doesn't ruin it for me.
See, I
think it still looks fucking fire. I love the red one. I want to get the red one.
I like them, but not the logo. To me, I don't know why they did that. I don't. That's what everyone. If you're making fun of the jersey, that's what is being made fun of, is the logo, and I don't get it.
And I do get that, but it's just, for me, it doesn't ruin it for me. I still look at the jersey and say, that's a nice looking jersey.
We agree that. I think we all agree. Everything else about it's clean. I like it, except the logo could be better, a lot better, I think.
Yeah, I like the black leaf on the red jersey. I think that's cool that they didn't go with a white one. I think a lot of times you'll see white with the white striping. I like the black and red. I think that looks really cool for the Canadian team.
I wonder if they would have added white to that red and black jersey if it looked better, like white, like thin striping somewhere. I don't know.
Maybe like at the top and bottom of each black stripe.
Maybe outlining the black maple leaf.
What about diagonal ones across the back so the numbers get smaller and bigger?
Shut the fuck up. Okay, and so Team USA revealed theirs. They revealed theirs yesterday, right? Team Canada, and I think
they did yesterday, and today was Team USA.
Puck Daddy Wyshynski, going back to the New Jersey, I forgot to mention, he loved it. He's a Devils fan.
Hilarious.
He's a fucking Devils fan. So that his opinion can't count, right? I mean, if you're a Devils fan, you're not objective. So that was funny.
But wait, do our opinions count about the crappy Blues jerseys?
But we hated them. So I think that's
what I'm saying. So as long as you hate them, it counts.
Well, you're not being biased. Well, I mean, there's something there to that, right? I mean, if you're anti a team you love, that should mean that it's really bad because you would default like it, right? I don't know.
I've disagreed with Wyshynski on a lot of his jersey takes in the past,
so
it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I don't think, some people, I've discussed this on the show a lot. Some people just ain't got it with design sense. I don't know. They don't have it. I mean, what they say looks good, I'm like, oh, you do not really have it. So your opinion is kind of worthless. Anyway, so Team USA's Olympic hockey jerseys were revealed today, I think it was, and they look like long sleeve soccer jerseys to me.
Yeah. Kurt, I think you posted the wrong picture for us to look at here. I think you posted the soccer jerseys. You didn't post the hockey jerseys.
They are long sleeve, is what they are, and they do look like soccer jerseys. I
like them.
That's because they are soccer jerseys.
You know what? I don't. Okay, I've said this online. I don't hate them, but I don't like them either. They're kind of like in between for me. They're kind of like, meh. I don't know. And I have a question about the two blue ones. There's a white one, and there's 2 blue ones. The blue shade is a little different between the two, and there's a red stripe on one and not on the other. They're very similar. Why? Why not make a black one? Why not make a, you know
Jersey
what I mean?
sales.
But they're two blue ones. What's
I don't know.
why have two ones so close together?
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's. I like the overall design, but yeah, that having two different shades of two different dark shades of blue.
That's weird.
Like maybe you go with a powder blue.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, the blue's vintage blue.
Or red, white, and blue. Go a red one.
Right.
How that seems like a no-brainer.
I just
Yeah,
the
well,
commercialization of Olympic jerseys is what's driving me crazy, because at the end of the day, we all know what Canada should be. They've had a beautiful jersey for years and years, but it just keeps getting altered. Same thing with the USA. The 1980 jerseys, even a couple years ago when Ryan Miller was on the team, they've had some great jerseys in the past, but they just have to change it every year to get some more to get some more jersey sales. And I hate it. I don't like these at all. Bill, I see why you like them, but I'm just not a fan.
Because I'm
not
a
a fan
soccer
at all. Yeah.
Right.
I don't, and again, I don't hate them. I don't hate Canada's either. I like Canada's setup. I just don't like the logo at all. It makes me like, why do you? I mean, you got to you fumbled the 1 yard line. The logo was already made. You already had the logo. It was done, and you had a nice, clean, simple jersey, and you changed the logo. Why? And then I really want to see USA's jerseys with the pants, socks, and gloves, and I want to see it all, because that could make a difference for me. We're looking at I don't think they've released that photo yet. Team Canada
No,
did.
they haven't.
They released theirs. USA, we haven't seen the pants or the socks, so that does make a difference. And I don't like the lack of a stripe at the bottom.
Yeah,
but I like the stripes at the bottom. I think too many times. Very rarely does a jersey work in hockey without a stripe at the bottom. I mean, it looks better. I don't know. You're treading into World of Hockey territory when you go no stripes at the bottom. I don't know. We'll see. Or soccer even.
Yeah, I don't like the design. It does look like a soccer jersey, and it's not a knock on soccer. I respect soccer, but like when the Dallas Stars did their Cowboys style jerseys about 15 years ago, I hated those because those are football jerseys. They're not hockey jerseys. I like my hockey jerseys to look like hockey jerseys.
Right.
So I'm just not a fan of the look.
And like I said, maybe once they get the pants and the socks, and I see them on the ice, I'll be like, okay, these aren't too bad. But they're clean.
We'll see.
You know what? At least they're not butt ugly. They're just. I think they're kind of meh to me. I guess that's. I should be thankful they're not like some kind of splattered late 90s ugly gradient shades and everything going on. That'd be worse.
That's true.
So I mean, it's I don't like I said, I don't hate them. I just don't love them. I wanted to love them, and I just don't. So but Bill likes them. So you gonna get one, Bill?
I might. I very
and
well
wear
might
to a
get one of those.
wear to a STL FC game.
Probably. God, I still can't believe they haven't dropped a kit before Christmas.
I know.
God, they
weird.
would make so much money.
That's weird.
Yeah, they
I
would.
agree.
They would. We got a couple comments we want to get to here talking about the jerseys. Derek says hockey is a weird market where ugly jerseys that are only used for one season are cherished for their rarity. Kind of true. He also adds the numbering looks great on the Canadian jerseys. It's kind of like the 2016 logo taken a step further, which I think that is what they were trying to do. They tried to take their old logo and like 3D it, but it was just a little too much for me.
That point in between the three leaves, it kills it. I mean, it's just a subtle thing, for me. It just makes it not a 3-leaf to me. It makes it more like I don't know. It just, I don't know. The designer in me is like throwing up red flags and wants to like comment on this in a critique meeting so bad. But
Matt Harris adds, I don't like the Canadian jerseys for what they're supposed to be, the jersey for the Canadian team. That being said, I like the black one. So I think he's kind of saying what you said, Kurt, that you like the jersey in terms of it's a cool looking jersey, just not for an Olympic team.
I like everything about it except for the logo. I like the stripes. I like the simplicity of it. It's clean. It's classic. I like it. The logo just loses me for Team Canada.
Derek, I'm sorry, actually. Well, Derek says it looked like the USA jerseys were signed by a soccer fan. Matt Harris, which I have not seen this. I'm gonna have to look now. He says the Finland jerseys, though, and he gives us the cool sign. I have not seen the Finland jerseys. Have you guys?
I did
No.
see it. I did see something earlier. I'm trying to find them right now.
I'm looking up. Images. Finland. Are they? Oh, okay. Here we go. Finland. Is that the Lion?
Python Finland song if you say it like that, Kurt.
It's a very.
I know.
It's a very detailed lion with a sword. Is that's not their flag? Is it their flag? Their flag? Yeah, it is their flag. I guess. Right? Yeah. That's pretty sweet. Yeah. What was their jersey before?
Oh yeah, I do like those. Those are nice.
A lot of them just said SUOMI across the front.
Oh, this is better.
Most people say Swami.
This is better.
But yeah, those are sweet.
Those are pretty cool. Yeah, those are nice. Swanson.
Samsonite.
That was
way off.
What did Sweden go with the 3 crowns again? They always do.
Trey Kronar.
Let's see. Sweden. Yeah, they did. Yep. They went classic. Yellow jersey, 3 blue crowns. Same old, same old. Looks like. I mean, I respect that. You know who you're looking at just by big yellow jerseys. Who you playing? No, yellow, playing Sweden. Any more comments? We got the Finland jerseys. Nike's pushing a more modern look, says Derek. With USA jerseys, I get I buy that, but Canada, that's pretty classic looking, except for the logo.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I think Jordan Bennington makes that team. I think I'm getting a Bennington red Canadian jersey.
Are you going to call out the folks that mocked you for saying that Bennington was going to make the Canada team? Team Canada? On social media?
Yeah, what else am I supposed to do?
I'm just saying, because that was mocked pretty good. I'm like, I'm waiting for Bennington to make the team, and then you need to go
He's
off.
He's
on
gonna
some
be.
people.
I mean, unless he just implodes or has a bad injury, knock on wood.
Yeah,
there's no way he doesn't make that roster. At least as the third goalie. I mean, come on, he's gonna be on there.
He might be the number 1. So I mean, it's just.
I think he will be.
Yeah, I think at this point in the season we're like, yeah, Bennington should be the Canadian goalie. But then as we get to the closer to the reality of the fact that they have to travel to fucking China, and it's gonna fuck up all of his routines and everything, we're like, yeah, maybe Armstrong should not select him.
What you do is you just start Husso the first 2 games after the Olympics and just give Bennington a time off.
Yep.
That's what.
Yeah, if you can call up Hofer, maybe you just even let Hofer back up.
Husso's been good. Yeah. Husso's been good. I've transitioned into a confident in Husso guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's definitely not been in, he wasn't at fault in the loss tonight. And, I totally think that, he has figured out how to be an effective backup at this point in the NHL. And I think Hofer, the guy's got the size to be an effective backup, an effective second backup at the NHL level. So I'm there, but I don't know.
My perspective on Husso came a lot quicker than I thought it would. I was thinking it would probably take 10 games or more of good play before I was fully confident, because last season was pretty rough for him, except for the last few games. But it didn't take long.
But when he picked up right where he left off and got a shutout right off the bat. And
then allowed 1 goal. Yeah. So
right. He looks like he's playing confident.
he's allowed 4 goals in
and
3
again,
games. Yeah.
You can't fault him for tonight.
No, not at all. I thought he played well. Is there any more comments we got? Let's see. Oh, did you guys watch Fitch yet? Have you seen it with Tom Hanks
Not yet. No.
No.
featuring
I plan to watch it. I
the
haven't
Blues jersey that he wears?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I've got some a little bit of time off over the next few days, so I'm gonna try to sneak that one in.
I would say
It's on the list.
Oh yeah, I watched it. I would say it's not a great movie, but I liked it a lot. It was entertaining.
Good.
I enjoyed it. Well worth the watch, I think. It was good. I liked it.
Yeah,
I don't think it'll win any awards.
so I'll watch it.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's set in the future, so does he say anything like, man, I was so happy when the Blues won the 2029 Cup? Anything like that?
No, nothing like that. It doesn't reference the Blues at all, but it just has the jersey
I
on.
know.
And, yeah, it starts off in St. Louis. That's why the jersey's there. So he's from St. Louis.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah. What else we got? Any other chats? Any? I didn't check the Facebook chat. Anything in there?
No, nothing over there, and just a couple more here. But let's between Husso, Hofer, and Ellis, which goalie leaves the organization first? It's a good question. I think it's going to be Husso personally.
Leaves?
Probably.
What's the contract situation look like? Let's see.
Well, it also depends on if there's a trade partner for one of those guys too.
Well, Husso is due for a new contract next year. This is his last year of a contract. Hofer is under contract for 2 more years, and Ellis is 3 more years. So Husso's contract is up first. If he plays well this year, he resigns, right? He's got to.
Oh my God, Johnny Quick just made a diving stick save, and one of his teammates ended up kicking the puck in after he made the save.
I don't think what's the score?
This game got away
6-1
from the Kings.
Okay, I'm ahead of you.
My
It's already 6-1.
Oh, good Lord, that was bad.
Yeah, well,
Amazing
that's what they get
save.
for wearing those fucking buckets.
Oh,
Oh my
those
God,
helmets.
those are awful.
I agree.
You know what? They're awful, but which is worse, theirs or Vegas's gold ones?
These because they're a response to Vegas.
Oh, that's a good
Yeah.
point. That's a good angle.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
that is because they're copying. That's a really good point. Okay, so
They're copying what looked awful.
if they had both came into the league at the exact same time, I'm saying Vegas is worse because it's more gaudy.
I think Vegas is worse.
But
the gold
yeah,
is worse
once
than
you
the silver.
once you factor in the fact they copied Vegas, yeah, LA needs to be
Right.
slapped for that.
Yep.
Right. I
Plus
was
they're
really
rivals.
kind of looking. Right. I was kind of looking forward to this game. Right. It's the Leafs versus the Kings, and these jerseys. This really harkens back to '93 and that great Campbell Cup final or Campbell Conference final, except for those fucking buckets. Those are
Yeah.
those are a disgrace.
Why? The teams better not start doing this. If the Blues do some kind of blue chromium thing, a blue chrome helmet, oh God,
Oh,
come on,
God no.
just don't. It's like futuristic. Like if there were to be a new sport like murder hockey or something, it's like 2050.
It's American Gladiators hockey.
right.
I can
I
see
feel like
that.
I feel like I'm watching a hockey in the future. It's an '80s movie about hockey in the future, and they're wearing these kinds of helmets.
With the
It's,
Drax Technology
it's-
slashers.
Right.
Yeah,
oh my God, it's so
it's that the hockey scene from Total Recall, right? Sub-Zero.
Just stop, guys. And again, who are their focus groups? Who's making these decisions? No one likes this stuff, do they? I mean,
I don't think so.
Well, it's LA. There was probably coke involved.
well, but I mean, people that like it, it's got to be the extreme minority. Don't they realize this? Why would you do this?
We had the same discussion about the Blues reverse retros.
Yeah.
It was the vocal minority that made the Blues think that, oh, people love our old jerseys. No, most people don't.
I don't even think they knew that. I don't even think they thought that. I think they knew it. That's why they only made so many of them. They didn't make very many because they knew they weren't going to sell a ton. They sold out of what they made. I don't know. Anyway, we done?
I think we're done.
Yeah, I think
I
so.
think we're done.
So yeah, don't forget what Bill said. Bill and Kurt will be up at Bourbon County. Where's that at, boys?
Global Brew in
Global
Edwardsville, Illinois. Yeah, on Black Friday. I don't know, afternoon, early afternoon. We'll be up there. The Bourbon County release day is Black Friday, so they'll have it on tap. Probably a few different versions, different years.
Always
maybe.
good stuff. If
Yeah.
you've never had it,
Yeah.
it's pricey when
I'm
you see it in
hoping
the stores,
for the
but it's worth
Blanton's
it.
variant this year.
What's that?
They have the Blanton's aged in Blanton barrels. If they've got that, I'm gonna stick with that all day.
You going to Friar Tuck in the morning, or somewhere at Schnucks or where?
No. I have plans. I'm not going to share them on a podcast or on social media. I have an
secret.
angle.
It's a secret. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. You can tell me later.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yeah.
I know I mentioned going to the game on Saturday. I've got tickets against the Blue Jackets, and a couple listeners of the show said, "Oh, I'll be there too." And I think Matt Harris said it's his first game he'll ever go to, or
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was Matt or not. But yeah, if you guys want to meet up, hit me up on social media. I'd love to meet up with some of you and get to put some faces with the names.
Right on. Support for Let's Go Blues Radio is brought to you in part by ID Life, the world's only truly personalized vitamin platform based on a health assessment of your DNA. Visit rockinthatidlife.com for more information. That's rockinthatidlife.com and get 10% off by texting Dustin at 636-393-8745. That's 636-393-8745, and tell him Let's Go Blues Radio sent you. And by Center Ice Brewery, St. Louis's hockey-themed brewery. Visit centericebrewery.com today to schedule a no-contact curbside pickup or to make a reservation in their tap room located at 3126 Olive Street in Midtown St. Louis. It's one of the best places, if not the best place, to watch a Blues game. That's centericebrewery.com. Please drink responsibly. That'll wrap up episode 11 of season 10 of the original St. Louis Blues Hockey Podcast, Let's Go Blues Radio. Thanks for listening, and thanks to those who participated in the YouTube and Facebook live chats during the live show. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you. For Jeff Ponder and Bill Day, I'm Kurt Price. Until next time, everyone, happy Thanksgiving, and let's go Blues.
Happy Turkey Day. Let's go Blues.
Your name's Needle Dick. Let's go Blues.
The Chiefs are at home tonight against Sport at the War Memorial at 8. Good seats are still available. I think that went very well.
Thank you for listening to Let's Go Blues Radio. Now take off, hosers.
I want you to have a heart attack and die so that we never have to do this shit again.
Well, there's 90 minutes of your life you'll never get back. Sorry.
St. Louis Blues, St. Louis Blues. Have you heard the news about our St. Louis Blues? They've only just begun, they're on their way to #1. Now there's no more blues for our St. Louis Blues. The Blues are on the ice tonight again.